see you again, Gary. Looking very tanned and healthy, which is lovely.
I can't wait to get these two teeth put in. Literally, it's the last thing apart from this perfect makeover.
There you go. Sean Connery, here we come. So, yeah, I've got a question from the group for you today, because I know it's something that's very close to your heart at the moment. So we've always been in an industry that's been set by bonuses in terms of a percentage of what we bill, kind of ratcheted up over a 4-week, 5-week month. And we kind of knew where we stood with that. But the world's changing. We're seeing a lot more tech sales where it's bonus driven, and they actually have to bring in a lot more money to make the sort of money that a recruiter would make in certain places. But has that expectation just stagnated in recruitment when actually it should have gone up as well? So what's your vision for the future of bonuses versus percentage commission of net fee income, gross margin?
Dean, yes. If you were running a recruitment business right here, right now, you want things to be bonus based. Hit targets, hit goals, get paid for it. And if you hit a certain target last year, we'll set you a bigger target this year with a bigger bonus. That's generally how the sales world works for professional corporate salespeople. The idea for recruiters that we're going to move into that market, we might frighten them, especially for the contract billers who are thinking, oh, I've got a book value of 20K a week. Cha-ting, it's coming in, regular recurring income makes it very easy for me to actually predict what I'm going to earn in the year, in the month. However, and those people can sit on that revenue, by the way, right? They can just sit on it and actually not generate anything more, just sit on the income that they've got, which is wrong. Net gain.
Unless they work for you in the 90s.
Net gain one. If you're not going forward, you're going backwards 100%. But if you think about how these businesses work, if you're running a perm business, bish, bash, bosh, find a job, find a person, send it in, send an invoice, done. And there's a bit of back office in terms of debt collection. Well, contract is a different beast, right? The complexity and the cost of running a contract business is massive. There's the cost of money, there's the cost of compliance, there's the commercial aspects, managing the contracts, managing risk, managing the process, managing the timesheets, extra people. But nobody actually thinks of that. And if people have got the same pay scale and actually paying the same commission to perm and contract, you're mental. But think about the future. Why would you pay in this market going forward? Why would you pay your BD people a percentage commission on what the revenue they generate, knowing that every business in the world is looking for staff? Mental. If you're looking for to get candidates for roles, you probably now for contracts and perm, you've got outsourcing, you've got AI, you've got bots, you've got channel by which you're actually driving more candidates into your pipeline at a cost of the business, but you're still expecting to get the same commission. No, I think we should be bonus driven. So everyone sits with a target, and based on your contribution to that target is an equivalent bonus related to your level, your grade, and what you generate for the business. Now, can you just, it sounds like a speed camera, but can you go faster, harder, quicker? Of course you can. If you can generate more revenue, if you bring in more opportunity, you should be based on bonuses. Commission is kind of dark ages. It was a very easy way for recruitment to come into a marketplace and nick people from estate agency, to nick people from trading of the old people in the stock market who could never make it, because you can make money very quickly. But we're a professional business these days. Set people a reasonable target and let people learn and earn at the same time, and don't get lucky with one account. If you get that account, you know your target next year is going to be based on the money you earned this year. You earned your 80, 200, 300 grand this year. You know, to achieve that, you're going to have to achieve the same level of net gain growth to get that and more. You might get a tickle in your basic salary. You might get a tickle in a bonus, an extra bonus, but you've got to go again. So it's all about consistency. Whereas at the moment, we've got a pay scheme and a pay model that lets people get paid for pretty lethargic effort. Said it. What do you think?
It's hard to disagree. to a certain level, and I think it's quite a material change to the whole recruitment structure, because everybody's used to a percentage of gross margin. I think in the initial stages we always used it to make sure that our margins were kept at a robust level and that we weren't losing money, because obviously the cost of money and everything else that goes with contract. I think purely, and this might be something for another question, that the 360 to 180 model, as you move to that 180 model, of course it should be bonuses, because it's about numbers out the door, it's about total revenue of business, clients retained. So not just on numbers and margin brought in, but the actual quality of the delivery, the quality of the relationship with the client, the quality of the outcome, the extensions of those contracts, the expansion within a business. And that's a big thing. And I talk to businesses about that all the time. Expansion. So many people just do the ad hoc stuff with someone, and there's so much business they're just losing, but that's because they want the low hanging fruit because they're getting margin on it. So I do get that. It's gonna be interesting, because I think it's going to be some kickback in certain places, and we can all agree at the moment the market's great, people are buzzing, they're overpaying for a phenomenal market and all the work they put in at Q1, Q2 to productize, but it's also extremely hard to get people. And so there's that balance. Do they annoy them when someone else is offering that at the moment? And I think that's where they need to build this bonus structure, so that they've got something that hooks them in further on than just that month's pay, that month's commission.
But recruitment isn't hard. It just requires dedicated effort, energy, working a process, and having a little bit of a gift to be brave. Now, if you've got that, these people are working out in other sectors, doing other things, so you can come into recruitment. At the moment, recruitment is a true meritocracy. If you're good enough, you're good enough, you're good enough. But actually, we're overpaying people for pretty lackluster performance. Everyone's being flattered by the market. Yeah. So let's make sure that people are growing. And when they get to it, you want net gain, right? Net gain. If you run in 10 contractors and you've got 4 finishers, you owe me 5 starters. If last quarter you did 100 grand, well, you owe me 125 next quarter, right? That's what we should be doing. We should be trying to see how we can get people to the best they can, as opposed to being, I'm comfy here. Yeah. And being comfy in anything, it's not just about the money. It's just about your own self-pride and your own self-worth. And do you want to do something where you think, smashed it? Don't you? Smashed it. You know, when Harry Kane goes to Chelsea and has his best ever season, he'll know he smashed it and made the right decision. So actually, recruitment's just have I gone too far?
But I totally agree, and I think the beauty of that is, I was explaining to someone earlier that, you know, if you compound by 1% every day, 70 days in, you're double what you were before, and it's making sure you've got momentum, because we all know that's the hardest thing to get in business. Once you've got momentum, you're winning. Even if you're a little bit off where you should be, you've just got that energy to carry you through. And I think, you know, recruitment is hard work. I think we both agree permanent's very different from contract, and I know we simplify it, and it is quite simple. And also we're seeing, you know, percentage margins going up in terms of what they're charging, because there's a fight for talent by the clients. So where it might have been 25%, it's now 35%. Where it was 30%, it's now 40%. And actually, then they're getting these big commissions on stuff that's double easy to do. So it does need changing. My fear is, if the market turns in a year's time, would people just revert back because they want to push the short hanging fruit deals?
I'll tell you what we should do, Dinos.
Yeah.
Let's make the next video about if the fees in America are so much higher than the fees in the US, in the UK. The fees in America are so much higher than the fees in the UK. Should we pay the same COMMS? Let's do that.
Yeah.
Cheers to the question, brother.
I'll see you in the next video.